Oh, hello there. So a couple of videos back, I mentioned that I was going to be getting a tattoo, but it had been postponed. Well, yesterday I got a tattoo. It was rescheduled to yesterday. So I now have my tattoo and I wanted to show you it. But please just keep in mind it's the second day. So it was only completed at about 5 o'clock yesterday. So it's very fresh, kind of raw, a bit burny. Like I've not had a tattoo in ages, so I kind of forgot what it felt like. The actual tattoo itself, not painful. Well, it was. In some areas it really was. But it's just like now the after moments I find are a bit more stingy than the actual tattoo. But anyway, without further ado, because I know this is all that you actually probably want to see, is my tattoo. So this is the tattoo. We have a beautiful peony on the wrist, and then we have a moon, and we have, what do you call it? Like little, there's a word for it and I cannot think of it, but little, not chains, not beads, things hanging down. And then from there you've got 3 moons, stars. Sorry if I'm a bit low energy, it's because I didn't get much sleep last night because Luna decided to wake me up at 4 o'clock in the morning because she wanted breakfast. So that's why I'm a bit low energy, but I really wanted to just show you my tattoo and give you a bit of info just while it's fresh in my mind. Everyone wants to attach meaning to tattoos, which I don't think is a bad thing. It's, I think, nice. It's nice if you can attach meaning to it, or if not, even if like this has no meaning, it's just I liked it. I mean, this, I liked it, but I want to attach some meaning to it. So these 2 little stars are representative of my boys. So the big one is Andreas, my eldest. Little one is Alex, my youngest. I have the moons because I love the moon. I love everything about space. Yeah, I really love it. Like I really wanted to get my other hand tattooed because I've got this hand a little bit tattooed and I really like it. So I just thought, I can't leave my other hand out. I mean, it's going to just feel neglected. So I knew I wanted to get my hand tattooed, wrist tattooed, and I'm going to be going back in a couple of weeks to get another tattoo because I think with tattoos, they are definitely addictive. But the problem is, if you don't book yourself in for another one just after you've got the first one, like whilst you're still in the building, I find that you just never do it. And then years go by and then finally you think, right, I'm going to get that tattoo. And I didn't want years to go by and then I'm dead. I've got a matcha green tea latte here, by the way. If anyone has any good recipes for a matcha green tea latte that does not include any specialist equipment or even like a little whisk or something, because I did invest in a little whisk. It was annoying and I lost it. Like I use a matcha powder. Sorry, this is, you're thinking I'm here for the tattoo. Why are we talking about matcha green tea lattes? But I use a powder, a matcha powder, and even though I stir it, I always get like lumps, and then this is such a first world problem. But I have to keep a spoon in there so that I can keep mixing it. Because if I don't keep mixing it, the matcha green tea powder just sinks to the bottom. And then I'm just drinking hot sugary milk. So if you have any tips, let me know. I think a little whisk would be helpful. Can I find a little whisk anywhere? No. They're on Amazon, but they're surprisingly expensive. B&M, where are you at with your whisks? So the tattoo is done by an amazing tattooist called India Eden. I would really urge you to have a look at her Instagram page. She is just super talented. I think she's just at these peonies and flowers in general, absolutely amazing. I think she's a black and white artist. She accepts custom work. I just feel like before I die, I want to get a little bit of a tattoo on my face. Not like SoundCloud rapper, like a big tattoo on the face. Like I don't want that. But I want a little one, just like creeping in. So it's kind of like, ooh, what a rebel she is. But not really, because it's very subtle and could be covered by foundation if I needed to. But you know what? I don't want to do anything in my life that requires me to cover up any of my tattoos. If there's anything in my life that said, you have to cover up your tattoos, I would say I don't want to do you then. I may be having a midlife crisis, I may. And I just thought to myself, do you know what? I'm tattooing my hand because I'm fed up at work. And if I leave my job, then I don't want to get another job in business, in an office. I want to be an artist, an embellishment artist. So definitely check out India Eden. She works at the Swan Street studio, which is based in the Northern Quarter in Manchester. So I know that you're going to be wondering, or maybe not, I don't know if you are or not, but I know I would be if I was watching this. In case you want to know, like, how much did it cost? So this tattoo cost £350. It took about, I want to say, like 3 hours to complete. Like, she worked really quickly. She was very gentle. It didn't really hurt too much. Like, I don't really find tattoos to be that painful in a weird kind of way. I find them quite pleasurable. I'm not saying that I have any orgasms or anything, but it's like a really like I enjoy biting like the insides of my gums, and I like that kind of pain, and it's a similar kind of pain, but I know it's not for everyone. I didn't find it that painful apart from on the knuckles and just hair. Like, for some reason, like, hair at the side of my hand was painful, which is strange because that's like it's like a bulbousy bit, like it's like a spongy bit. It's not a bony bit, but I don't know what it was about that, but it was painful there, painful on the knuckle. That was painful. And we just chatted for like the full 3 hours, just non-stop. And I'm not a chatty person, but she was really easy to talk to. So yeah, if you're awkward and a bit like not very confident in your chatting abilities, I would recommend India again, because she made me feel like so comfortable. So in terms of aftercare, I bought myself some cling film, which after I filmed this, I'm going to wrap cling film around my kind of arm and wrist. And then I've been wearing, just like non-latex gloves. I've been wearing one of those as well, just to make sure that no bacteria or anything can get on the tattoo. You've got to really protect it because it's basically an open wound for at least a couple of weeks. I mean, it's only the second day, but so far today, I have probably given it a clean maybe twice, maybe 3 times. I've just kind of got a tiny bit of water, like patted it on and then patted it dry. There's a lot of patting going on. It's like patting central over here at the moment. Then I put on a little bit, and I can't stress enough how, when I say a little bit, of Palmer's cocoa butter moisturizer, which is what India recommended to me, which was extremely lucky because that's the moisturizer I use on my body every day. So I had loads of that in. So I just tapped a tiny bit of that on. If you've ever had a tattoo, you will probably know that feeling, like the dry, very tight kind of feeling that you get. So it's important to keep your tattoo moisturized, but there's a fine line. Like, you don't want it to be over moisturized. You just have to get it like at that sweet spot. I don't really have a clue what the sweet spot is. I'm winging it, but every so often I'm washing it, a little bit of moisturizer, and then I'm just going to wrap it up in cling film like a piece of cheese that is quite small, and you don't really want to put it back in its original packaging because it's just a bit too small. So you wrap it in cling film. That's my arm right now. I can't remember what I was just telling you because Honey's just called me. Yeah, I'm sorry. It probably wasn't that important anyway. If it was, then I will tell you another time, I guess. But I just wanted to say, right, so they're very important. If you are getting a tattoo, make sure you eat something. Like, eat something, because my tattoo was booked in for 12, and I think all I'd had that day was like, just like a cereal bar and about 3 coffees. So I hadn't really eaten anything, and I was worried about when, like, I thought I might faint when I was getting the tattoo, because when I got my tongue pierced, I fainted. So then I was thinking, I'll just grab a can of Coke. I never drink Coke, but I was thinking, okay, it's an emergency situation. Could I find anywhere that sold a can of Coke in the Northern Quarter? No, because it's too eclectic, apparently. Too quirky for Coke. There were so many, like, the vegan cafes, which I support, but there was no Coke, no freaking Coke. Whenever I don't want Coke, which is all the time, apart from yesterday, Coke's everywhere, readily available. Could not find any. So anyway, I didn't have anything to eat. The tattoo was fine, no problem. But then I was getting the tram home, and OMG, it was traumatic. And I don't want to use the word traumatic lightly, but it was one of the worst situations of my life, because I was on the tram. It was absolutely jam-packed. The cat's meowing and I don't know why. I'm upstairs! Come upstairs! I don't know what's going on. Jam packed, there was nowhere to sit, so I was just like stood up in the corner by the door, and I could, like, I don't really go on public transport a lot, and this is no criticism of public transport at all. We're very lucky in Manchester to have a really good public transport system, but I don't really do I don't think I was built for public transport. And I could smell all the different smells from everyone on the tram, and everyone was very close to me, and I don't like cramped, like overpopulated spaces, and I could smell everyone. Not that they smell like bad, but you know, like everyone has their own smell. I could smell all the smells, and all of a sudden I started feeling so sick, the sickest I've ever felt. And the doors of the tram shut, and I had a couple of bags with me, and I was thinking, could I just be sick in the bag? And then I was looking around thinking, where can I actually be sick? There's people everywhere, and I would definitely be sick on someone's shoes. Like, where would you be sick? The doors are closed. We're in motion. This is an absolute shambles. I went on this journey of like panic and then just acceptance, because I just thought, fuck it. You know, when you and that journey lasted about 30 seconds. It went from panic, oh my gosh, this is going to be the most embarrassing moment of my life, to acceptance. Just like, oh, fuck it. So then I started feeling sick. Then I started getting, like, you know, if you ever had like a low blood sugar attack, like sweating, feeling boiling, just burning up. And then I started seeing like white flashing lights. You probably think I'm exaggerating, but I'm really, like, I wish I was. White flashing lights, I was thinking, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to faint. It went from sickness to I'm going to faint. And then I'm worrying about, oh my gosh, how will they know these are my bags? And I'm going to lose all my shit. Will anyone help me? How will they know to call honeys? I'll be going off in an ambulance. Like, I was thinking of all these things, like, because, you know, like, I always like to have a plan of action, even when I'm about to faint. And then luckily I was like, I had something to lean against, like a pole. So I was feeling so shit. And if I opened my eyes, and I was going backwards on the fucking tram as well, and I could smell all the smells, and I was just like, flashing lights, sweating my tits off. And I was just thinking, what do I do? So all I could do was just close my eyes and just slump against the pole. I think I went in and out of consciousness a few times, just like this. And I could hear everyone talking and chattering around me, and I could smell all the smells, but I was just like this, because I thought, I'm just going to close my eyes and pretend this is not happening. And then I've never been so happy for the tram doors to open. I got off the tram, I was wibble wobbling. People probably thought I was drunk, and I wasn't. Wibble wobbling, and then got in the car, and then luckily, and I don't even know how this happened, but I happened to have some glucose fast release tablets in the glove box in my car. So I popped like 5 of those, ate a load of Haribos that I love. I eat Haribos in the car, best like car snack ever. Ate a load of those, and then I just sat in the car, and I was feeling so tired, and I was thinking, how the hell am I going to get home? But after about 10 minutes I was fine, and then I got home. Not one person on that tram asked me if I was okay, and I know for a fact I did not look okay. I was like this. Imagine this is a pole. I was like this, and my breathing was really like, and I'm sure I went in and out of consciousness, because the tram journey takes about 45 minutes, but it was done so fast. But not one person asked me if I was okay. But I don't know if I told you this, but I got attacked by a load of wasps one time in Didsbury, and there were loads of joggers about. Not one fucking person like asked me if I was okay. And I was with my boys. Actually, wasps out of nowhere flew out. They got in my sock, in my shoe. I don't know how they did this. They must have been like ninja wasps. And so I grabbed my trainer, like threw it off to the floor. I was hopping around. Not one fucking person asked me if I was okay. And I would hope that if I ever see anything like where someone's not looking quite okay, especially if they've got young children with them, I hope that I will ask them, are you okay? I am going to go because I've got to go put some cling film on myself, like a piece of cheese. If you've got any questions about tattoos, let me know downstairs. But if not, then I will say c'est la vie, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!